That's for sure. But yeah, I do prefer their draft overall. I feel like Liquid, considering that they already qualified to TI, they have this like leverage to experiment a little bit more with their draft. And Zai again on this rather sacrificial off lane, I would say. We've seen him not have a good time straight up few games in a row, and let's see what's going to happen in this one. Full wraparound, playing into Lich, Bloodseeker level 1, snaking, not in a good spot. Blood grenade already thrown.
Blood grenade, yeah. So Mickey now on the front lines. They go to the Mystic Snake though, drop down the water right. Boxy's in trouble. Boxy's just dead. Skitter though, it might be the trade and will be. Mickey gets credit for that. They've got the glimpse onto 9. They get themselves the second blood grenade again, and there's the kill from Boxy as he's gonna get himself at least that Timber Saw. Liquid still continuing to run, maybe even thinking about going for snaking.
Another glimpse, yeah, they're gonna chase him down. Keep going, Mickey, time dilation level 1. It's actually bigger than it is.
Couldn't get the bounty rune either. Making on the high ground, Frost Blast turning, dying, 3 kills to the side of Liquid before we even hit the minute mark.
Nisha almost has enough money to buy a full bottle. We'll get 1 CS, 2 CS, and get a bottle. Taking this fight, Batrider, like he's on a really long cooldown, doesn't provide you with much. Because Flame Break, 22-second cooldown ability, I think he used 1 Flame Break. That was his contribution, a Blood Grenade.
A little bit rough in terms of what they were able to get there from him. Let's get that blood grenade once again. We'll see how the lanes start to go now that we finally have kind of settled a little bit. But how important are those like early 3 kills? Like you said, the bottle comes out for Nisha pretty quickly. That allows him to kind of do a lot early on in this lane with some confidence. Is that enough there to really get the ball rolling? His blood right? Medusa's in trouble. Bottom doesn't actually have a lot of health to work with. Only 252, but 8 wand charge.
This is supposed to be a strong lane, one of the favorite lanes, I would say, in this patch. Lich plus Bloodseeker, but then again, Skeeter starting with Bloodright level 1. Not the best ability to have. Sure, he took it because they were fighting 5 versus 5. You want to have point in Thirst, to have that extra movement speed, have that extra HP in the laning stage, because you're going to get harassed a lot by these 2 range heroes, and they're going to hit level 2 much faster. So now 2 points in mana shield on Zai. Always awkward to see since the recent changes to it. You see level 2 hero with like Mystic Snake, and then you have like things like the hero's level 3, but it's actually just level 2.
Probably make that mistake one day where I just go, oh, he's already got 3 skills. Today is not that day. Obviously took that level 1 Nether Ward too in that fight, which ended up getting a kill. Weave on to 9. So not like the biggest thing you want level 1 either, right? But getting a kill with it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, Skeeter getting blasted in the lane, needs the CS. And he's getting those CS underneath the towers. Snaking does have another Tango available, but every single time he gets close, gets hit by Mystic Snake, Nether Blast, couple of right clicks. Know that this lane, I said it's a really strong lane, but playing into 2 ranged heroes could sometimes be difficult. As soon as you start to get more levels, you start to play aggressive on the side lanes as well. You get the movement speed, so you can dodge those blasts. Right. They don't really have a stun in this lane, so I feel Skitter should be fine, especially now that he put the 2nd point in Thirst, and with that extra heal as well. 33, really didn't talk too much about this Enigma. It's gonna be a lane that denied farm from Faithless Void, and also to be able to potentially get a kill, because they just going on Mickey. He used the time walk.
Yeah, they've got the
getting sent back.
And they'll be able to get him away, as the Firefly was used while he had Malefice on him too. So he's forced to try and come over and get this healing Lotus, and he'll do just that.
Mid matchup
Lotus is really important. Yeah,
it really is. Those Lotuses. Every single time someone uses the word Lotus, I think about Yoda Dragon's Blood immediately.
Okay, fair enough. Little war friendly from the anime. Boxy run down here, but he's going for Snaking, and Mystic Snake's thrown out. Snaking's still going to survive, and now the turnaround onto Zai. He's got no wand charges, so see how long he's willing to chase. A Mystic Snake in just a second, though.
This mid matchup is really good. We've seen teams experimenting with, because Void Spirit is insanely good hero right now, does so many things, universal hero. I think that's enough to say being a universal core hero feels really good to be in this patch, except maybe Wind Ranger, at least in competitive Dota. In pub, the hero does have high win rate, Divine and Immortal bracket, but overall doesn't feel good. Overall matchup, I've seen Lone Druids do well against Void Spirits. Timbersaw as well, because you don't have enough damage to kill him. He goes into Vanguard, skips the bottle, gets mana boots, then he has 3 components for Ocarine Core, gets in Kaya Sanj in between that, and he's super tanky. Like, in terms of damage that they have against this Timbersaw, I feel like 9 is gonna roam around freely for the good 15-20 minutes of the game, starting now.
Yeah, so we'll see what they can do to him, because he had an amazing first game up in this Timbersaw. So seeing it again, going back to back, looking for a similar performance is certainly in the cards for him. As we're taking a look at the CS overall, and after the fight that went well for Liquid pre-Horn, all of a sudden the CS for everybody on Tundra is looking real nice.
At Tundra, a team that does lane so extremely good, always finds a way how to get the farm. 33 looking at his CS. 12 denies on Enigma. No real surprise there. Has mana boots available already. Saxa about to hit level 3. Let's see if he gonna put a point in the Firefly. Yeah, that's the new build, new tech on position 4 Batrider, where you don't spam sticky. You don't want to give them free magic wand charges, free HP. I feel like these rotations from Nisha are going to be very crucial for Liquid, how they're going to do in the early game.
It's something we were kind of asking for in the first game from him when he was playing the OD, but he never really got to that opportunity. During snaking, backing off after getting this Medusa low once again, and now dealing with no wand charges. Stacks being made by Saxa, which we saw were a big part of the game in number 1 as well. A big part was also getting control of those wisdom runes, and the snaking, not being on a bounty hunter, can't exactly sneak away and grab the, the wisdom rune easy.
Yeah, Insania might go for it with Glimpse play, but then again, you can be
a gift from the
like he can use Flame Break on top of him, bounce him away from that XP rune. This Observer Board that just has been devoted. Let's scout out some of these big stacks that they're making in the triangle.
Do you have someone who can really contest this well? As now Insania, who's trying to deward again, is going to lose that sentry.
It's a battle for XP rune. Saxa knows he needs another hero probably.
And now it's a battle to go get the wisdom rune. So that's, well, going to be
Black hole right now.
Kinetic field. Well, he's going to do it. The wisdom rune. It's worth the black hole. Yes.
It's too important.
I love it. I thought we were saying it a little jokingly. Now, bottom lane, Nisha comes for Skitter, but they've got frost shields, so Skitter's not that easy to kill, and they go into the rupture, and the Astral Step to dissimulate. He's forced the TP away, so that rotation doesn't do anything there for Nisha.
That's a big one. You make a rotation with Arcane Rune, and you're forced to TP out of the lane. So, mid lane is pretty safe. You can see 9 just chilling there as Timbersaw. Not much they can do about him. He shows up. They're like, well, we need to move away from you, otherwise we might die. Right now doesn't have much mana to work with. Yeah, but this first rotation really does hurt. Not getting anything out of it. And also that battle for the XP rune. They still did manage to pick up the XP rune on their own side, so at least that's going better for them compared to the first game.
Astral Step. There's another, and snaking going to be glimpsed and killed. But I will say, using that black hole for the wisdom rune has now set precedent. Wisdom rune is now super high value. Stocks are going up because a black hole was used for just that rune.
Yeah, big stonks on those wisdom runes for sure.
So supports, especially in the lower my brackets, you need, important. Pick it up. That's what was
every single bracket.
Yes.
From Herald to the top. Insania stealing some of the XP here from 9, but might pay with his life. 9.
Yep. Flame Break. And now a Blood Grenade. Nisha, He's on the high ground thinking, can I go in on this? And he will walk into it for a moment. He's got one Astral Step. Mickey's here. He's level 6. He's got Chrono. Saksa gets onto this old road cliff, and now Mickey with a defensive Chrono. All right, Rupture. Mickey in trouble, trying to be ambitious, but with the Decrepify, there was a chance until that Chakram hit him.
That was a bit too ambitious, I would say. Shows up on Faceless Void. First of all, you can't go for Timbersaw, then this Time Walk in place. And something that Mickey does so well in every single time pretty much when he played Bloodseeker is show up at these early fights. Skeeter does the same thing, does it to Mickey. And looking at the Mickey's item build, he had a Fusel Blade in his quick buy, now changes to Hand of Midas. Good old recovery Midas.
My favorite kind of Midas. Well, actually, my second favorite kind of Midas. My first favorite kind is Ogre Magi Midas.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Massive Midas, so that's my favorite one.
Yeah. All right, fine. First is Massive Midas. Second is Ogre Magi Midas. Third is Recovery. Fourth is first item Ancient Apparition Midas. Skitter?
They're both level 5 on support. They don't have enough damage.
Oh, boy. That Nether Ward is kind of a pain.
Illusion.
Isha. Now popping an Illusion Rune. He doesn't have an Astral Step for 10 seconds, but he does have an Assimilate to get back up out of the high grounds. He still wants to go.
He's stealing some of those creeps.
Yeah, he wants to at least steal the farm. Snake King may not be so happy about this, that his core has just put him in harm's way. But I say that he's walking away, eventually dying a Boxy with a trade. His life for
Skeeter's gonna clean up.
Boxy
Glimpse is available, but can't glimpse both of them.
Certainly worth it. You're doing it again. Stonehaze was used. Lasso to control him. I don't care if I turn stone if I keep you here with me. And now another black hole. Wisdom Rune is equivalent to Medusa, as is evident here, as they use the black hole. They get that kill on his eye. And back-to-back games. I mean, Tundra is blowing the doors open.
Pretty much, and they're going to take this tier 1 tower now. Timbersaw shows up with Vanguard. They have very unkillable hero. Like all 3 cores, even Batrider is relatively hard to kill. And look at what Sox is doing in the triangle. He's stealing their stacks.
Back on the 9 into the Aether Remnant. Some damage with the Astral Step. Chain Frost not bouncing. Another Astral Step on 9. They get the kill on a Boxy. He's going to need some help.
Time dilation.
The Flame Break. Oh, 9 on the run and getting away from the Chrono. You got 4. Mickey finally gets something, but is it going to be worth it? The Time Walk. Sucks. Trying to help the rest of his team. No black hole here.
Here comes Skeeter.
No mana left, and now he's in trouble as Snake King drops the Nisha. 33 on the run. The Astral Step again. They get the kill to a third. But Static Storm laid down, and the Bloodseeker running away, surviving a little bit. Saksa with the Firefly trying to get out of harm's way, and he's picked up a double damage. Flame Break hits onto Insania once again. They're going to TP out the Bloodseeker. The Mystic Snake hits onto this Bat Rider. As Liquid still chasing. Time dilation. They've got the vision. They'll get the glimpse. They'll get the kill. They'll take it a fourth, and that is Liquid at least holding on for now, but it's still a 4,000 net worth lead for the side of Tundra.
I could see Kezu smiling. He was a big fan of this Faceless Void, putting more points in time dilation, wanted to be played from the off lane, but he has 3 points in time dilation, which I really like. We saw the power of it against Timbersaw, where he couldn't use his abilities, get caught inside of the Chronosphere, get sniped. Signs of life from Team Liquid in the second game, but things are not looking as crisp. Imagine when Timbersaw gets his Sanj, which is going to be online, I would say, in another 2 minutes, holding on to a Cold Bracelet. This item is also slightly OP, I would say. The stats that it gives, mana, and also giving extra magic resistance. You can see both Bloodseeker and Timbersaw holding on to it.
Yeah, well, there was a game that I think I was covering in the Chinese region recently, and it was just like 8 occult bracelets. Almost everybody had gotten one. Still 2 tokens needed for Zai and Insania.
Zai doesn't get priority. He doesn't have a neutral item equipped yet.
Dire are scanning.
Interesting. This is gonna really want it. They're coming over with the smoke. They don't have chrono. Time walk, though. Time dilation. Skitter moving very slow. There's the kinetic field with the static storm. The life drain onto the Bloodseeker. Now starting to run. The time walk to keep up with Skitter. Moving pretty quick, but the 8th Remnant lands. They get the kill again onto this Bloodseeker.
Still on top of the network. They needed a little bit of extra help.
Wisdom Rune.
Zai's gonna pick up his own Wisdom Rune. We'll get him back on track. This time around, Team Liquid doesn't mind farming compared to their previous game, where they don't need to run the clock. They don't feel like they're on the clock. Look at the camp stack.
Is under attack.
Thunder this time
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
having slightly less compared to the previous game. It was 18 when we checked last time around.
Dire's
Snaking,
bottom tower is
and
under
he's
attack.
dead. Yeah, I think it was
Radiant's top tower
18.
is under
So it
attack.
was 5, 3, 6, 4.
Radiant's
Like
top
that.
tower has fallen.
Die. Testing with socks. Oh! Cliff. Alright. Well, welcome to the Cliffside Resort. But moves on to Soxa, now the other way. There's the defusal, the TP attempt, the 8th Remnant lands, and the kill on Soxa happens. But while that's going on, it will end up losing Insania. Eidolon's doing a lot of damage.
I'll take that.
Liquid playing much better in this second game. And also, Mickey decided to go for Diffusal Blade instead of going for that Hand of Midas, going into Echo Saber next. This is the build that, when it first was implemented into the game, I thought Faceless Void will pick it up because it kind of fits the profile of the hero.
Radiant's
Have an
middle
extra
tower is
so
under attack.
having another chance to bash the target. But yeah, he's going all in. Like, sure, you can now disassemble it, get into BKB. So I think Mickey realizes that in this game, he doesn't need to go for this conventional build. Instead, he can let Zai do that, kind of be the carry from the off lane.
Dire's bottom
And he
tower
can
is under
just start at a
attack.
safe lane and build off lane items pretty much.
They'll go here for the
Dire's
Lich,
bottom tower
and,
has
well,
fallen.
they've got the lasso. That's the control onto the Faceless Void, but he's able to time walk down, throw down the Chrono. However, Mickey's taking a lot of damage, and, oh, may not get this kill. Chakram comes across. Mickey will finally fall. The life drain not going to be enough. Finally gets credit for that. Boxy TP's out. And the trade with the black hole now onto
Dire's
Nisha.
bottom tower is under
Oh,
attack.
Nisha able to assimilate. The black hole's not enough time. The TP attempt, the right
Shield
click.
rune.
Oh, shield rune OP.
Whew, that wasn't even close. He still had extra 300 HP coming out from that shield rune. So manages to TP out. But this time, Tundra does get more compared to Team Liquid. No real big kills on Tundra. Didn't lose a core, and now Kaya Sanj done on Timbersaw. As we said, 3 components that can be used for Octarine Core. Lower the cooldowns, Arcane Boots, Disassemblable, and Vanguard. Is that even a word, disassemblable?
I'll give it to you. Chakram, Timber Chain, there's a kill. Ono Insania. You would say they can disassemblable. Sounds right. You know who's getting disassembled? Foxy,
Team Liquid.
as well as this Disruptor. I mean, a Chakram runs through you, you're going to be disassembled in half.
Radiant's
One
bottom
natural step
tower
can't
is
get
under
out of the
attack.
trouble. Getting stunned.
Sinister Gaze. Isha. There's an 8th Remnant, but now he's been hit with the run through. Where do you go at this point? The Chakram, the kill, Mickey, he's also in trouble. The time walk over to Snaking, but everybody's here for Tundra. That means lasso and a kill, now dominating for 9.
Looking at
Radiant's
Snaking's
bottom
build,
tower has
all
fallen.
these small items, Magic
Dire's
Wand,
middle tower
Belt,
is under
Fluffy
attack.
Cat, Big Pole, does give him so much tankiness. Now, also does have a Healing Lotus as well. BKB finished on Bloodseeker. Their entry to the fight's gonna be much easier this time around because Timbersaw feels he's super tanky with this Kaya Sanj. Plus Vanguard, and
Dire's
you
top
can have
tower is
Bloodseeker
under
locked onto a
attack.
target. He's
ya.
not really afraid of these abilities.
Radiant's
There's no
bottom
real
tower
follow-up
is
here.
under attack.
Dead again. Skitter is starting to really pop off. You said in the last game that Mickey might be able to explode, and I think we're seeing that more so, way more so here with the Bloodseeker in this game for Tundra. He is just, they've had a couple good fights, and all of a sudden, he's going Mjolnir, he's got his BKB. he's ready to just continue on. I'm going for that Hex too. So that Hex is going to be massive when you're going up against like Mickey. If you time walks in, these mobile heroes that have like time walk that assimilate the Astro Step, you just get a Hex off. You really make sure that they can't get away. Oxy.
Snaking was not close enough for that Sinister Gaze. But yeah, both Voids are gonna suffer if 9 commits to his item build. I do like the Hex here a lot, because they've been TPing out. The Cripify TP out if you don't have enough control, if there's no Lasso, Black Hole, or Sinister Gaze. Others don't provide you with enough lockdown. 33 has been kind of silent, playing in this bottom lane. Farming up, has Philosopher's Stone as well available.
Dead Philly Stone.
Not as bad as it was before. Nerfed 733, 5 less gold.
That's just...
Really dislike that change, gotta be honest.
It should have been plus 5 gold, truthfully.
Oh, yeah.
If not plus 20 to make it an even 100.
It got buffed. I think we started with 60, 70, 80, and now had to nerf it a bit.
Hopefully they buffed it again. So I go for this butterfly. Got a lot of golds. Especially compared to both Nisha and Mickey. He is top of the net worth for his team. Which is a little bit concerning if you're Liquid. The way these last couple fights have gone. Courier delivery there of a great
Ooh, that's a big one. Skitter about to finish off his Kevin's Halberd.
Xenia now eating in Skitter. And they've got the chrono build with the BKB. Look at the right click down, he's doing nothing. He's also got a cross shield on him. So Timber Chain, Static Storm committed on this, but Skitter keeps running forward. Boxy getting invis for the moment. Now the Timber Chain with the Whirling Death to get the kill to Boxy and Insania, taking out both supports on the side of Liquid. And while that's going on, Saksa is able to snipe and steal away that Wisdom Rune. So again, controlling the Wisdom Runes going to be very important and allowing Tundra to have this level lead where they're able to stay aggressive.
Saksa will TP bottom pick up their own Wisdom Rune. Oh, so these fights are getting much tougher. You see Bloodseeker being super tanky with this Sanj.
Radiant's top
Now
tower
they've got the
is under
lasso on
attack.
Anisha, Astro Step, Double Step, and a TP away. And this is in a Roche for Tundra.
Dire's
So
bottom tower is under
they're
attack.
going to try and get this first Aegis
Radiant's
under their
top
belt.
tower is under attack.
I don't
Not
know
the
how
fastest
quickly
Roche.
Liquid can come over.
Seems like Liquid, they know something's happening.
They have no chrono.
Pop the drum. They have no drum charges left. 21 minutes into the game, 33. Every single time he joins a fight, he
has
pops one of
fallen to
those.
the
But
Radiant.
still, will be able to take it. And the big item, this Sanj, he's going to be upgraded into Heaven's Halberd. So missed chance against both cores on Liquid, plus having Disarm is going to be massive.
Mickey? He's found Skitter. And the Rupture is used, maybe just trying to get Aegis out of his hands. He's still time walking, gaining some health, but still chasing and glimpsing and catching Skitter and taking on the Aegis. Here comes the rest of the team. The life train again, Mickey back to full. Chrono's still down for another 60 seconds. They'll use the Stone Gaze. The BKB comes out from the Bloodseeker. That Aegis was used very quickly. But here comes the Timber Saw onto it as they'll get the Sinister Gaze. It's on his eyes. We will pop that Manta. Sock stands up dead. Time walk forward. The longer this fight takes, the better it's going to be for Liquid, especially going into the Chrono eventually. When it gets off cooldown in 40, it might allow them to get a fight. This one. But Blinking Black Hole on it to stop up. They get the kill to Skitter. They'll take him 33. They end up losing Mickey to 9. The Chakram once again, the Timber Chain across. Nisha taking a lot of damage. He's got 7 seconds still. He's got that Astro Step. 2 and 2. He's got that Assimilate. And 9's very tanky, but doesn't have any health at the moment. Snaking backing away.
He's
Blink
going in aggressively.
Nisha with his own Manta. Life Drain from Boxy. Snaking on the high ground. And now throwing a Frost Blast. He's got the and yet never ate the Remnant. They finally kill off Boxy, but they end up losing Snaking. So a monster kill streak for 9, but a little bit of a recovery here for Liquid as they take this fight and gain quite a bit of gold.
using this opportunity, going through the twin gates, finding a kill on Bloodseeker. This build from Mickey actually working out really well. Diffusal Blade, time dilation, plus Echo Saber. It's a lot of slow, and they're on low cooldowns relatively. Echo Saber on 6 seconds, 15 seconds on Diffusal Blade. So getting back, I would say, even into the game.
Radiant's middle tower
This
is
type
under
of a
attack.
play.
Because now they've got Chrono available, right? Like, they could take another fight right after that one. Which getting that shard, which is always pretty stellar in these fights when you want to drop down a Chain Frost and get it to bounce more than
Radiant's
once.
middle tower
Gonna be
is under
big.
attack.
In the previous fight, they didn't have any bounces. It was used on Medusa. Didn't bounce to a single target, but yeah, it'll be much easier in the upcoming fight. Big item also on 9. We talked about this Hex. Does have enough gold to buy it, 200 short.
We'll get there. And then that Hex, we'll see how that works out for him, because I think that's going to be an important item, especially with, like I said, these mobile heroes that just, like Nisha, dissimulating and stepping
Radiant's
and
middle tower is
juking
under attack.
Tundra best he can. Black hole placement was nice, but they ended up being able to stop the black hole
Remnant.
duration with the Aether
Radiant's
Remnant.
middle tower has been
That was in a
denied.
good spot. The only, like,
I'll take that.
I like that he picked up Blink Dagger to have a little bit more, like, positioning in the team fights. Sure, you're playing into Stone Gaze, into Chronosphere, but if you manage to land, like, if they use one of these abilities, I think 33 is going to be able to keep the distance and still land a really good black hole. And also an interesting one, building flats. For a second, my mind was like, oh, he's going into Wraith back, but that item does not exist anymore in Dota.
Dire are scanning.
Throw one out for Wraith back. Smoke used and we'll end up de-warding. However, Boxy dusted, lassoed, and, well, that means it at least caught the Pugna. You get the kill on a Boxy. That's Skitter getting more gold into his wallet.
Radiant's middle tower
Big
is under
item.
attack.
On Mickey, about to be finished. Nullifier, we've seen the power of it. If you listen to me talk about this item, you probably think it's the best item in the game, which I do agree with. You are playing into Lich, Frost Shield. You want to remove that Bloodseeker later when he gets Aghanim Shard. It takes a lot of damage from him. A lot of attack speed is also removed, which also means damage.
You were just like, you may think that I call this the best item in the game. I do.
I did, yeah. It's so good. Like, all of these small items can be dispelled. Solar Crest, Crimson. Crimson is not a small item. Pavis, you name it. Just remove it completely. And one is being delivered, one is being built on Nisha. Needs to finish off his Lincoln Sphere to protect against this X initiation, against Rupture as well.
You know, we talk about Zai playing sacrificial offlaning, but he's the carry right now.
Pretty much.
He's got the Scotty, he's got the Butterfly. Only a 4K lead. I don't know if that's enough here for the side of Tundra. As Liquid are looking. They can
Dire's top
find
tower
it.
is under attack.
But right down, they should be able to make a jump if they want to. Near the tier 2 tower, that is a bit of a risk.
The Zai is playing carry pretty much, as you said. We haven't really seen the power of this Pugna replenishing mana on Medusa. The Zai was mostly farming, wasn't in those fights. Saksa, he's smoked, looking for an opening.
Radiant's middle
Might
tower
find
is
Mickey
under
here.
attack.
That's gonna be a big one.
There's the blink in. They'll go for the lasso. They're trying to get the kill to make it to take him out of the fight immediately. But the time off the way, they drop down the ice fire. They're getting the right good facility. Somebody from the Medusa. Now Bloodseeker stepped up and in trouble. Nullifier, Chrono, BKB, Chainsaw, start to bounce around. It's going to be enough damage. They've got the black hole. It's on here for the Pacers point. They get the kill to make it. So Scavengers across the belt. Skitter, they get the kill to the Bloodseeker. They were snaking. That's going to be a second down inside of Thunder. So buyback on the list. Now 9 going in looking for Boxy, but he gets into the Glimmer Cape, so there's no vision to catch this Pugna. Lane break lands on the Zai. Still working with a lot of mana. Do they want to re-engage on the side of Thunder? they no longer have the black hole. They have to come on the 33. They land the 8th remnant. They get to kill the 33 while losing box. Sinister Ice Fire down again. Insane is the attention here as they'll get the kill of the Disruptor, but they'll lose Snaking again.
We're still not done. Now you have 2 cores fighting against other 2 cores, which seem pretty unkillable. I do consider like Matra even a core in this situation, but Zai way too tanky to be dealt with. Still, at 9, try to get something going. 21 charges, great healing Lotus as well. You see power of Scotty against Timbersaw. Doesn't feel as comfortable coming into the fight. Also, we're probably gonna see that fight again. Seems like Tundra, they were not on the same page, because he got a really good initiation with that lasso. There was no follow-up. Lich was not close. Timbersaw had Hex available, didn't cast it. So did allow Faceless Void to get the Chronosphere off.
That Chrono, even with the BKB, it's tough for the Bloodseeker to survive there. And I just don't think these spells are getting off that well for Tundra. Like you said, they just don't look like they're coordinated enough.
Chain Frost also goes on Medusa, which takes some of her mana, and not the best target to go for. I mean, you can't really control it. Maybe with Ice Fire you can a bit, but a completely different game for Team Liquid in this second one. Also, I see Zai going for Silver Edge as his next item. This is going to be really good against both Timbersaw and Bloodseeker. Now, you might be able to catch Timbersaw off guard. If you get a good jump with Void Spirit or Faceless Void, you can burst him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Something, you know, this is an even game in net worth, and I kind of feel like Tundra they've lost all momentum, and it's going to be very reliant on them dropping down big ults to get this done.
Under attack.
Lasso, a big black hole, like barring that, I think Liquid have complete control of the game.
They're comfortable farming it up.
Has fallen.
Sometimes, like most of the time, you will see Tundra being very happy to get the farm going. That's going to be another one. No Glimmer Cape, no Force Staffs. All these support items say bye-bye. Nullifier is available. It's going to be another Nullifier on Nisha in the next minute or so.
Glimmer Cape on Oxy, I mean, how many times has he just snuck away with no
He needs some kind of a help. Might need the BKB here.
And that's exactly what he does. He goes into the BKB to make sure he doesn't get glimpsed, but Nisha following it up. They go to the Astro Step, they go to the Ether, and it's right off of the black hole. And now, that is Storm, but still the chain force down front of the Sinister Ether. Looks to get the kill to Nisha, they'll at least find him. Now the Bloodseeker needs to run as 9 goes to the back line to get the kill there on Insania. They've used the Rupture, they've got the Hex, it's on the Zai, they'll throw down the Flood right, they've got Boxy for some help. The Nether Ward down, the Life Drain not going to do anything as now the Stone Gaze comes out. Life Drain back up in just a second, but he's trying to get away with the Ogre Seal Tone. The damage on the 33, they've got the Hex coming out from 9, but he turned to Stone. 33 trying to run, ends up dead. Time Walk, Time Diversion, Nullifier hitting on a 9, they've got the Sinister Gaze, but the Chronos landed on a 2. The right clicks in onto Snaking, they'll at least get that. They've had trouble killing 9, will they have trouble this time? Lasso onto Mickey, but where's the damage? They've got the Hex, the follow-up, it's there! The Life Drain's gonna be onto this Medusa instead! Mickey running away or in a grave, and so will Boxy because he's right there with him. 9 getting those kills, getting the double die, and it is slow and painful, like you said. A triple kill for 9. He can count it all the way up.
Man, 9 did some heavy work in this one, but also Black Hole from 33 kept them alive long enough, so Bloodseeker survives, gets another round of spells, gets another Heaven's Halberd on Medusa. And looking at the items that Tundra is going for, I see multiple Heaven's Halberds being built onto team. Scotty plus Astral Step slow is way too much. You see him not being able to run away. Frost Shield comes into like the last second, and they do manage to get the kill on Void Spirit. He heals up slightly because of that Scotty reducing the healing. And 9 does exactly what he needs to do. He cuts into back lines, finds these supports. Might need to be holding on to Gem to find Pagana as well, because with Glimmer Cape, with Force Staff, and now Skeeter is going to pick up that Roshan while we're watching the replay. And after, like Zai did also some heavy lifting in the previous fight.
Mr. Gay is the control on Anisha, and for 80 seconds.
That's a big one. Now holding on to Cheese. Having Aegis on Skeeter. Timbersaw getting closer to level 25. Your favorite talent in the game that was tied to his Aghanim Scepter before. Second chakra. Let's see if he eats the cheese. Just for the sake of like, oh, it's very delicious. Needs some extra mana.
He's sitting here on the high ground, but he doesn't have Ramona. Down for 25 seconds. The time walk in, the gun smack, chain away, the guns will follow him into this. Is going to choose being eaten now. 9 still surviving. Ice Fire down. There's the blink as well as the black hole. Some damage done by Timbersaw. Got the life drain from a distance. 9 still surviving. You don't get the Chrono Big Day. You gotta be careful. He's got Chrono soon. They go to the lasso. They get a kill here on to 9. They'll take out 33. They hit the Remnant lands on Snake King. We're going back and forth as, well, Skitter's already back in the base.
And then win this fight. Again, Nisha with the buyback.
Get him.
As we've seen in the first game, every single time Nisha uses buyback, Team Liquid does win a fight. Black Hole doesn't connect on Medusa. I'm also not sure if Cheese, like, because I've read it on Reddit, didn't test it out, that Scotty for some reason doesn't work on Cheese. Probably a bug, not probably, most likely a bug. So I think he got the full value back from the Cheese, didn't get his Medusa, still dies in the end. And now Liquid, they're on your high ground, 50 seconds without Timber. That's your big, that's your big hero.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Looks like it'll be at least the tier 3, probably the center acts, but how much more afterwards?
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
They go for more.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
3 seconds without the Timber. Afterwards, though, you still have 2.5 minutes with the Aegis, right? So do you feel comfortable to fight from Tundra? Now you're down 3,000 net worth. Like, the game is slick.
Definitely feels like it. And you are playing into Medusa, Void Spirit late game, add Faceless Void to it. Just to be able to set things up for Medusa. You don't have the counter to Chronosphere, but you need to be the one initiating, creating a chaos, and then landing a black hole. We haven't really seen like multiple man black holes, and those heroes that have been caught inside black hole 2 max, I would say.
Gets that Aghanim short sticky napalm upgrade. Yeah, I think it's only been about 2 heroes in the black hole. At times, it's been pretty big, but to get the right heroes, you need to make sure that team fight Liquid is shut down. But they haven't been able to do that. The black hole that they used in the last engagement too, like these lassos, these black holes, the damage follow-up just isn't there to kill them off before they're able to time walk or astral step, assimilate. Like, been lacking.
Tundra needs to heavily commit.
Scanning.
A lot of these heroes are very slippery. Glimmer Cape, you have a Force Staff, Decrypify, Life Drain. If he gets Time Walk off, or like Astral Step, as you said, you could win a fight off of it. So, still not level 25.
Whoa. They are gonna find themselves a Bloodseeker. Linked up to that. Now the Chrono while he's respawning. KB, right click, Stone Gaze, trying to get away, Nullifier, all the attention is there on the Bloodseeker. They get the kill, he's gonna be there for 90 seconds. He does not have buyback. Tundra, this is happening right next to their base. Nether Blast and a Life Drain onto the Bat Rider. Saksa's gonna die to Nisha. Neither of those heroes have buyback.
Oof, Skeeter, this is the second time dying instantly with Aegis pretty much, not being able to deal any kind of damage. Doesn't have buyback, no buyback with Bat Rider, so that's a full minute. And
Radiant structures
Liquid,
are
they gotta
fortified.
check. They have buyback
Radiant's
available.
middle tower is under attack.
They're trying to hold with the glyph. 50 seconds still remain without your Bloodseeker, though. No Chrono, no Stone Gaze, so those are down.
Aghanim Scepter on Insania. No Static Storm available for 25, but Aghanim Scepter is flying out, and he's still staying smoke behind, so that's a big turnaround play against Enigma.
kill there onto 9. They'll take out the Timbers.
15 gold for buyback, but they're gonna call it.
So Liquid will even up the series at 1 apiece
is under
with a
attack.
solid comeback in this second game.
Dire's top tower
Yeah, this time around, Liquid, not too afraid.